don't forget to click that subscribe and bell icon to receive a notification each time I upload a new video. Hi everyone, it's Mike here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So after a long day on the road yesterday, I was out from early till late driving in the car. I had a very long day, business meeting down south. I didn't get back till late last night. And my brain was working overtime, so I didn't sleep very well last night. So today, I'm a bit foggy. And my brain's been struggling for inspiration for an art journal page all day, kind of. And then about an hour or so ago, Ian was playing some music in the kitchen while he was working on the table. And he was listening to Florence and the Machine. And there was a song that came on that I'd never heard before. And that's given me the inspiration for the art journal page. So I've quickly gone onto my computer and just pulled up a few of my images from my Digi collection, and I'm going to use those and build up a little bit of texture. And I'm hoping I might be able to use one of these white collage paper sheets from Dina Wakley. So this is the one that's got the Gothic windows on it. That's the black version. But I'm going to try and use one of the white versions because A, I don't know how they work, and B, I've never seen anybody else use one of the white versions either. So I'm going to have a go and try and put one of those into the background of this art journal page. So I'll turn up to my other camera and show you what I've got so far and what I'm going to, well, I'll try and talk through what I'm going to do. But you've probably already seen the finished result anyway on the thumbnail for the video. So I don't know why I'm trying to kind of like surprise you with the focal points. Never mind. Anyway, let me turn over. Okay, so I've got a piece of mixed media paper. This is from my big pad. So this is the De La Rowney one, mixed media, multi-technique, 250 GSM, £169. That's what I'm being using for all of my art journal page, my loose art journal pages anyway. And I've cut it again at 8 inches by 9 inches, and there is a crease, just a little crease at 1 inch, which is where it's going to be my binding strip when I decide how I'm going to bind the journal. So onwards and upwards. I've got a couple of pieces of dictionary, old dictionary pages, just torn off and kind of put down, but this one's got a particular word on it which I want to use. And I've got some matte medium. Oh God, blimey. It is one of those days today, honestly. So we're going to just sprinkle a bit of that down on the page. A bit of that on the page there. And I've got a brush. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to collage down these bits of paper, or the dictionary page anyway. So do that, and I'm not bothered if there's a little bit of wrinklage. I'll try and eliminate as much as I can. There we go. Then start from the middle and work my way out. The old dictionary paper is very absorbent because it's old and very dry, so we'll just suck up that matte medium really quickly. And I'm not going to bother putting down too much over this side because this is where my main focal point is going to go for the page. So that can go there. It's just giving you a little bit of background texture. And I've put far too much on that page, but that's okay. Let's just go all the way over and let the matte medium act as a kind of clear gesso, because they pretty much do the same thing. I never put two and two together, but I suppose matte medium does do the same thing as clear gesso. So you don't necessarily need both in your collection. One will do the same as the other, apparently. So I was told yesterday. Even after nearly 10 years of doing this, I'm still learning stuff. Okay, so I'll just give that a quick blast. Quick blast. Put that in some water and I'll be right back. Right, I'm not going to go mad with the drying because I'm going to put some paint on top of that, so it's just going to get wet again anyway, but it's pretty much dry. Okay, so the page that I've got down there has the word Undertaker on it, so that's pretty much what I was looking for. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab some brown paint next. So this is the Deco Art Americana and this is dark chocolate, and I want a kind of dark background, so I'm going to be using dark chocolate and a little bit of black on this one, but I'm mixing it with a bit of water, and then I'm going to just paint it down the page. And then when it gets so far down, see, that's a bit too light. Maybe put a little bit too much water on there. Just grab some more of that paint. And then I think I might have a little bit too much. I might need to go back over again once it's dry, but before that does dry, let's grab the black. My intention this year wasn't to do loads and loads and loads of like Halloween-y pages, but sometimes, you know, when inspiration strikes, you've just got to go with the flow. So again, this is another sort of, it's about as Halloween-y as the murder one I did during the week with the blackbird crow. If you watch the vlog on Thursday, you'll know what I mean. Right, let me just dry that off, because I'm going to try and darken this up a little bit more with a bit more brown, and I'll have a clean up here, because, you know, this is offending me a lot. So let me have a clean up quickly before my OCD kicks in too much, and then I'll be right back. I don't know where to put that. There, that'll do. That'll do. Okay, so I've had a clean up, as you can see, and then let me just grab another one of them paintbrushes. Just give it a dry off, and then get the dark chocolate again. Actually, I'm just going to put it directly onto the page. Do it directly on the page and have done with it. Okay. Not enough, not enough, not enough. I'm trying to do it quickly before it dries, because, there we go. So I want to spritz. Just a little bit, just get it moving. Bit of drippage, bit of movement down into that black, and then I can just lightly just reveal that Undertaker word a bit more. Just create a few light spots. That'll do. There we go. Just dry my fingers, dry the page, and then I'll be back. Okay, so that's mostly dry now. There's a few spots, like here and there, but I'm not particularly bothered. But I like the fact that I've got that kind of runny, drippy, kind of distemporary feel to it. Now, I'm going to just try to spritz a bit of green. This is lime green, because I want that kind of sickly, kind of diseased kind of feel to the background. And I've just realised that I've used the water-based one when I shouldn't have done, really. I should have created a spritz with an acrylic, because the next layer that I put on that's water-based, it's going to just move all that and it's not going to work. So let me just clean that off. Just lift off most of it. And I see, big mistake, but not one that I can't recover from. Careful what products you use. Let me just try that quick. Okay. I didn't bear in mind the fact that I'm going to be putting matte medium on with those windows So I've got lime, Dina Wakley. God, that's bright. Oh, bright! Look, that's bleaching out completely. Right, so Dina Wakley lime. To remember that it's in focus down at the bottom. So let's just add a lot of water to that, and then mix that up. And let's see if we can encourage that to kind of run down the page so the acrylic won't move once it's dry. That's the sort of distemporary kind of feel I wanted. That's more like it. Let's just let it run across the page. And then, yeah, that's about right. That's about it. Okay, so it's taken a couple of attempts to get that kind of grungy, slimy, disease sort of distemporary look that I was looking for, I was hoping for. So now, because I've used acrylic paint, that's not going to move when I add some matte medium now. That would have done. So just have to get it off. Just have to bear that in mind and just try and remember about the properties of the materials that you're using. Okay, so next we've got these windows that I want to try and add on. So I did fill up my water brush, but I left it on my desk. There we go. So let's just get some water coming through that brush. There we are. And then I'm going to just add some water over the top, just so that starts to soak in, which makes it easier to rip. And that's going to create excuse me, it's going to create those kind of feathered look that I want. That's just practically torn in a straight line. That was rubbish, Mike. That's not very good at all. Okay, let's try and nibble out a bit there. Nibble out there a bit without ripping into the windows. This is tearing in straight lines. This is obviously the fibres of the paper. So let me get some more water on my brush. Perhaps I'm using the wrong type of water. Let it soak for a bit longer. You see it's ripping in straight lines and practically nowhere near where I've actually put the water. Bizarre, absolutely bizarre. Right, we'll leave the rest of it over there. I'll tidy up later. Except there's bits of water on there, look. There we go. Right, so I'm hoping when I add the matte medium onto that, that tissue is going to disappear. That's what I'm hoping. Leaving just the white behind. So let's see. So let's put a coat of the matte medium down. See, that's what I was afraid of when I did that before with the water reactive stuff. It would have reacted and moved all this distemporary kind of green, and I didn't want that. Right to the edge of the page. See if we can just line that up like that. Now, hopefully, the majority of that will disappear. I'm hoping so. it kind of did on the last project that I used these tissue pieces on. I'm hoping that they'll soak in enough to disappear on this one. If not, I'm going to have to do a bit of disguising with some paint. So they are disappearing somewhat, but not totally. I'll leave those just to sit there and dry sort of naturally. I wonder whether the tissue will disappear as it starts to dry. If not, then they don't really do what they're supposed to do, which isn't very good, is it? Right, just clear that up, and then we'll just give that a blast with the heat tool. No, I can't say that I'm impressed with those at all, so definitely haven't disappeared off into the background. Now probably I'm going to get told, oh no, you should have put the matte medium on the back of the tissue first. That would have made it very difficult to use. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and recover just a little bit. Small brush. And let's just see whether or not I can just go around a little bit. Just with a little bit of watered down paint. Yeah, even that's not really disguising it much. Yeah, I can't really say that I'm all that happy. But, you know, what can you say? Companies come out with these products and they tell you they do one thing, but there's no instructions at all as to what you're supposed to do to get the best effect. So, you know, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Trial and error, I suppose. I apologise for using the middle finger. And I've been told off for doing that in the past, but that's just the way I do it. Where's that green? Let's just see if we can add a bit more of that green just by tapping some down. That's sort of disguised it a little bit. Sort of done it. So this quick art journal page hasn't turned out to be a quick art journal page at all. But hey ho. Okay, so I need that dry. There we go. Okay, so I think for the time being we can stop worrying about colour. So that's going to be the page. So I now need my coffin, which is going to sit just there like so. So before I do, let's get some distress ink and let's just get rid of those raw white edges. That's it. So grungy and dirty down the bottom. Okay, so that's that. So we'll turn that over, and then we've got some glue. So a bit of everything on this one. So we've got some collage, we've got some paint, got some layering with the texture of the wording from the dictionary page, which has kind of disappeared off into the background a bit because I've had to add more background paint than I was actually hoping. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So Coffin wants to go about there. Like so. Okay, so I specifically sized that coffin so it would fit right the way along the page, and that's where my crease is going to go. So it's going to sit like so. Just put it at a little bit of an angle. That'll do. And then my next piece I haven't cut out. I deliberately didn't cut out, just to show that I do actually do these things by hand. I just thought I'd show you this little sitting skeleton that I found in my collection that I'd forgotten I had. So I will just carry on cutting this out, and then I'll join with you when he's done. Okay, so he's cut out, so let's just grunge him around the edges just to get rid of those horrible kind of white lines, but also just to disguise any of my rubbish cutting out. Because unfortunately I failed that exam. I must have been away the day they did it at school. There we go. Ha ha ha. Like him. And he's going to sit there on top of the coffin. Like so. But then if you looked at the thumbnail, you'd have seen that already. In fact, you probably wouldn't know whether this page has turned out alright, because at this stage, I don't. There. Okay, so also what I don't want to do is just add a little bit of a shadow just underneath where his feet are. I'm just going to use a Stabilo All pencil, but I'm not going to activate it just yet. Just get that down while I can underneath that image. There we go. So, where's that paintbrush, that water brush gone? There it is. So with just a very, very minute amount of water, just activate that. Then when I keep on doing it, it'll take more off. It just becomes a little bit more lighter each time I go in with water. There we go, that'll do. Just give it a quick blast. Okay, so that's dry. So those Stabilo wall pencils, when they're dry, they are permanent, so they won't lift off. So the next thing is I've got my lyrics from the song, and I've chosen to go with, I think it's probably the third verse. So I then went, after listening to it, I then came upstairs and searched for the lyrics for the song on the interwebs, and then I picked the verse that kind of spoke to me more. Than any of the others. And I'm actually going to put an attribution on this one, which I don't always do, but I will do for this one. Just because. So that's the little Florence and the Machine, which will go about there. And then I can just snip those off and then just make them the right kind of size for what I want. I toyed with the idea of doing them black with white writing, but I think I prefer the black out of white rather than the white out of black. So that's the last line. All I'm doing is just trimming off the white underneath and then the top of each line, just because I think proportionally it just makes it look better than if you've got a huge great amount of white space. So that's the first line. We'll go sidewards on there as well. So I will try and get this video edited and uploaded for Saturday night, but because my inspiration struck quite late in the day, I might not have time, so you might actually be seeing this on Sunday. So if you are seeing it on Sunday, hello Sunday. I don't normally do one on Sundays, but if you're watching this in the future, then it does really make a difference what day of the week it is, doesn't it? But there you go. Normally I upload either Tuesday, Wednesday, vlog on a Thursday, and then one on a Saturday. So that one goes in there like that, and there's another line that we've forgotten. There we go, that's the last line. That was the idea, was to have them coming down over there. So I couldn't decide whether to use those Dina Wakeley's or whether to use texture paste and a damask stencil to create a kind of worn and distressed wallpapery kind of look, but I think that's more in keeping. So, right, now we've got the boring task of just going around all these with a bit of grunge and then gluing them down. So I'll do this in fast forward and with the glue, and I'll join with you when I'm ready to finish off. Okay, just to finish off, I am going to add a darker border around the page. So haven't gone in for black soot, I've gone in for ground espresso, which is a lot darker brown. So and this pad is quite juicy, so I'm hoping it's going to be alright. Probably won't be able to see from the bottom, so it's just around the tops. Yeah, you can't really see it that much, but it is darker. And then we'll just go in. There we go. Just on where I'm going to be attaching it into the journal eventually. But there we go. Ho 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 ho. Okay, that's not bad for somebody who didn't have any inspiration whatsoever a couple of hours ago. So let's just give that a clean and a wipe. And then let's look for a pen. It's going to be interesting. Okay, so there we go. There's my sort of Halloween-esque art journal page for today. Like I said, I was struggling for inspiration until I heard that song that Ian was playing on Alexa. But there you go. So my boy builds coffins. He makes them all day. But it's not just for work, and it isn't for play. He's made one for himself and one for me too. And one of these days he'll make one for you. For you, for you, for you. Florence and the Machine. Florence Welsh, there you go. Who'd have thought it? So what I'll do is I'm going to sign that just along the bottom here. Just using this white pen, which is a Jelly Roll. And today's date is what, according to the calendar? It's the 23rd. 23rd of October already. There you go. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me put that art journal page together and listen to my ramblings and my thoughts on creation. There you go. So if you have enjoyed that, please remember to give the video a thumbs up. It really does help. Share the video with your friends, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already for more videos like this one, because there's still more days in October to go, then all you have to do is hit that subscribe button at the end of the video. That's all from me for now. I'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye for now. Oh, and if you want to listen to the song, I'll see if I can find a link to Florence's song on YouTube. I'll see if I can link it in the description area below. Okay, bye for now. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. Thank you.